Welcome back to Wembley, where we have huge drama. Bolton have come back from 2 down. Really dramatic stuff for Ron Atkinson, isn't it?
Tremendous. I mean, they've driven the game since half-time, and all credit to them. I mean, they've threatened. We always thought if they could score one, they could equalise, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, Reading may look back on so many missed chances, including that penalty miss.
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate thing is if Reading don't go through now, the lad Lovell may go down in history as the guy that cost them the Premiership, but that's very, very unfair.
How do you see it now, Ron? They've got 30 minutes of extra time. Obviously, it's gone towards Bolton's favour, hasn't it, at this moment?
Yeah, psychologically they're up, but I think Reading can come again. I think Reading deliberately sat back. I think they try to contain and hold that lead. I think they can come again.
OK, well, back we go. 30 minutes of extra time. Back to Brian.
Well, it's Reading who'll get this first period of extra time underway, and away we go. Osborne making the little break. Phillips to Stubbs. Forward now to Patalainen. Thompson. Phillips. Patalainen again. Coyle. No foul. Quinn can bring it away. Osborne. Hopkins deflected a little bit. Taylor. Well, the Reading fans were urging him to shoot, but it just wasn't the opening. Hopkins playing it in. McAteer. And now McGinley. Hopkins gets back quickly. Does well. Under a lot of pressure from Coyle, but sticks to his job. There's a few kicks being aimed there one way or another, and in the end a free kick to Reading. Quinn now playing it back again to Hopkins. Reading. Quinn struck it straight at the player there, and it was Lovell with the shot that was well taken. And also well saved.
See Jimmy Quinn here turn. That's Jimmy Quinn's hallmark. Turning on the edge of the box and hitting the ball with either foot.
Up goes De Freitas. That time beaten in the air by Keith McPherson. McGinley with the throw. Down now to mental stability and supreme physical fitness as Thompson plays it there. Hopkins allows it to go for the goal kick.
It probably might benefit Reading by the break at the end of full time. The fact that they can get their thoughts together and decide the policy more. They were sitting too deep. I'm sure that Gooding and Quinn will have said to them, look, we've got to push out a little bit. We are sitting too deep. We're not getting enough attack level. And I think they might benefit from that.
I think that's the great thing about Bolton's play today after that atrocious start, that they got their thoughts together so well, David.
Absolutely, they came out so positive in the second period.
But here's Taylor. Oh, and it might come for Gooding. Cross behind, goal kick.
There's sometimes 2-0 scoreline. An advantage of 2 clear goals may attract complacency in a team, whereas a 1-goal margin at half-time sometimes makes the team more alert and brighter. And they don't have any mental thoughts that we've got the game, we're safe. It's never safe.
Stubbs. I think when they had to take Nogan off was probably one of the turning points as well, because they had to change everything around then with just the one man, Jimmy Quinn, up. And they were forced back to defend much more than they wanted to, possibly. Here's Lovell. Dovcek shielded himself beautifully. Oh, and a nice play there by Quinn. But Taylor just showed too much of that to Owen Coyle. Up to De Freitas. Not wide for McGinley. Still on this right flank. Laid it back for Green. Dovcek first to it. McGinley with the Freitas. Sounds as though I'm banging the drum for the NZ League, but certainly this has been a credit to the NZ League today. I think it's been quality stuff, thoughtful play, good technique, and certainly more than enough excitement to satisfy us all. This is good play here by Freitas. Going to get a shot in if they don't hold him up. Foyle on the far side, the cross coming in towards Padalainen, just a little too long for him. Back in again towards De Freitas once more. Foyle, Phillips has gone down the flank for him. Here's Phillips, that's a good bit of play by Bolton. Now what sort of cross can he find here for Thompson? No, just knocked off his head. Green with a shot, hits it straight at Hopkins, plays it forward to Quinn, and now for Gooding. Here's Stubbs again. Hasn't quite been the commanding figure today, has he, Alan Stubbs? Here's Taylor. Oh, he's got a position here to shoot, and Brannigan once again pulls out an excellent save.
That was a fine stop. You always feel that when Scott Taylor gets forward, he can go past people, and if he gets anywhere near that box, there's danger for Bolton.
Reading have started to play as they did in the first half now. Playing it around a little bit, much more positive than they were once Nogan went off, and they looked there just to defend. Here's a nice passing movement, but Taylor losing it, and Green finding McKinley, back to Green again, and now McAteer. Driving run here by Jason McAteer, stopped though by Adrian Williams. McAteer, McKinley, Freitas again at the far side. Patalainen's there too, but Shaka Hislop doing his work for Reading. And at the other end, Taylor doing so well, getting round Bergson, and Brannigan saved.
Bergson did well actually, just drove him wide enough.
Bolton's throw. Well, there's stability on the bench for Bolton as well as on the field. Bruce Rioch and Colin Todd done their work really well. Phillips, halfway through the first period of extra time. Also facing, of course, is the possibility of a penalty shootout decide who goes into the Premiership. McAteer, Phillips to De Freitas. Oh, that was a nice little dummy. Bought himself a half yard, but then couldn't find a shot with nearly enough power to worry Hislop.
So it was a tired effort, and I think there's some tired legs now, which we expect, of course. It must be particularly difficult for Mick Gooding. He's done really well. He's the captain. He must have all sorts of things on his mind. He's the manager. And Jimmy Quinn, it's not so bad for. He's just had probably 20 minutes at full time, and now 30 minutes here. But that man on the ball now, the oldest man on the field. He's a tough Geordie, though, and he's had a little kick out there, actually, as we were talking at Jason McAteer. That's a lovely ball played by Osborne for Taylor. What a beautifully weighted ball it was by the Reading number 3. Patalainen being chased by Williams. No chances taken there. Well, the Reading supporters, they were dwelled up in half-time by a couple of players to cheer and get behind the team, or they've gone a little bit quiet in the last 15 minutes as Bolton surged back. But at the moment, I just feel that Reading have begun to revive themselves and play a little bit more the way they're good at, and a little bit more composed and a little bit more passing and a little bit more slower game.
It's back with Goodney Bergson. Alan Thompson and his career at Newcastle. So Reading ball came off Jimmy Quinn, or at least Jimmy Quinn made sure it came off McGinley. Stubbs hits a long ball towards De Freitas. Green now for Bolton. To Panaline. Scott Green, who used to be a forward, in fact, in his Derby County days. Mick Gooding. Back it goes. Flanagan, oh my goodness, he wants to get away with that before Lovell comes challenging him. Padalina. Space over here now for McAteer. Padalina's gone through the middle, De Freitas is in there too. Oh, just wide of the goal from Fabian De Freitas.
That would have been a terrific goal. He got across the face there at McPherson so well to meet that early ball by McAteer. Just watch the way he stopped and then went quickly. Just got half a yard, and that was good striking.
Check. Slob gets it forward towards Lovell. Osborne. Jokes.
Jimmy Quinn's on the far side. He's made a good run. He just got his head to it. And Scott Taylor and Mick Gooding getting in each other's way a bit there.
And Bolton will bring it out again. Jason McAteer up to Padalina. McAteer full of running, as David was saying earlier. He's got a terrific engine on him, a wonderful pair of lungs. Thompson.
Oh, there might be a chance opening up here.
Dovcek does well.
Thompson's not finished yet though. Oh, there's a bit of shirt pulling here, and right in front of the referee actually. The referee couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 yards away, and Thompson feels very aggrieved indeed.
And I think we've got another possible hamstring victim. I wouldn't think that's cramp, although it looks as though he's clutching his calf more than it. No, maybe cramp. Well, if it is, it's not so bad, but that's more important. He was definitely being held.
That was a penalty, you know.
I just can't quite understand that decision of Mr. Folkes, or whether he thought initially there was a little bit of pulling by Thompson to get past him, but 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Michael Jilks also is suffering from cramp.
This is where I feel the competition gets so unfair. You know, when they've slogged it out, not only the league games, they've gone to 90 minutes, now extra time. If it's still level, the drama becomes a thriller, and it all happens on the strength of 1 or 2 kicks, and I always feel that is a cruel way to finish a game. Here we see that incident again, eh?
Yeah, the first contact was outside, but it was certainly a free kick to Bolton Wanderers. Well, can't play until John McGinley lets us have the ball back. In the meantime, Michael Jilks actually is getting some treatment. I think I'm right in saying a play-off for the Premiership has never been decided on the penalty shootout before. McGinley sportingly throws the ball back to Shaka Hislop.
I think we've had had 6 playoff finals altogether, starting with Swindon playing in a superb game which I saw.
Oh, nodded back there. Here's Phillips. Up to De Freitas. Keep looking for turning points in this game. The departure of Nogan and the arrival of De Freitas, I think, probably are 2 of them. The save by the goalkeeper from the penalty is another one. Coming towards the last seconds of the first period of extra time now, with the score still at 2-2. Jimmy Quinn knocked on again for Scott Taylor. McGinley, McAteer, Patalainen. This looks good. Thompson, McAteer. Oh, he's done well here. He's gone past Dubček, still with Jason McAteer. A long run, and then a little back heel for Coyle to knock it in towards McGinley. Patalainen's in there too. Patalainen with the goal that puts Bolton ahead at the end of the first period of extra time. And from 2 goals down in 12 minutes, Bolton now find themselves 3-2 ahead. Great run by McAteer, a terrific run. Crafty little back heel, played in nicely by the full-back Phillips, and finally finished off there by Mixu Patalainen.
Well, I think McAteer on that run showed all the ability and class which is supposedly sent the Premiership clubs to Burnham Park to watch him. It was a marvellous run, a little bit of clever skill at the end of it, and then a terrific cross and a double header.
Lover with the shots.
It's a fantastic comeback, you know, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely tremendous.
After 12 minutes, they look down and out. And this is the run by McAteer. Great piece of play. And then the back heel at the end of it. And a great cross by Phillips. And then McKinley just knocks it back across the goal. And there's Patalainen. His 15th goal of the season. And that's the end of the first period of extra time.
And could that be the final twist, Brian? They're so tired now. Any twist that happens now could be decisive.
Don't bank on it, because they're so tired. There could well be more twists.
You think it's going Bolton's way now, Ron?
I think what we've seen in extra time is the emergence of McAteer. I mean, he'd made several of those runs that created the goal in extra time. Hadn't been in the game an awful lot in the normal period. And obviously you're going to have to say it is going Bolton's way.
So McAteer's made the difference. That really was, David Peake, an absolutely brilliant run of his, and the back heel at the end of it, perfectly for Phillips.
Now let's see, 15 minutes left.
Stopped by Hopkins. Taylor. Osborne. Jimmy Quinn on the far side.
There's no better volleyer than Jimmy Quinn. Both feet. I mean, that was a perfect ball. He knew he didn't quite have the angle to shoot. He pulls away so brilliantly. Terrific ball. Almost an invitation to score.
And Gooding was only a matter of a yard or two away from a formal tap-in.
It'll be fascinating now to see the mentality of Bolton. Will they still try and go forward, or will they, who take their lead for the first time, sit back as Reading did in the second half, and in the end it cost them?
Osborne tries to get the ball through to Quinn. The figure of Alan Stubbs emerging with the ball and finds John McGinley down the line again, but it came off Dubček. Well, he came fairly late to the game, did John Majeski, and he's seen enough twists and turns for a lifetime here today. The Reading side look to be on their way to the Premiership, and now the odds truly favouring Bruce Rioch and his team. to say nothing, of course, of a match that is surrounded by all sorts of speculation about whether players or managers will stay, whatever the results. The speculation about Bruce Rioch's future, but his one concern this afternoon is to get Bolton into the Premiership. And to that end, they are 13 minutes away from that goal. Hopkins keeps it in play for Reading. Jukes does well. Gooding. Towards Jimmy Quinn. This is interesting. And Quinn thought that should have been a penalty. Bergson goes to him. There's some headbutting going on there, or apparently some headbutting going on there, and that's very unpleasant indeed. Quinn clearly felt that he should have had a penalty. I'm not sure that he should, but he and Bergson then confronted each other.
Well, it all started with Jimmy he pulled away once again brilliantly down the middle. He tried to take a cushion header, and at that second, if he could have just lofted the ball, he would have beaten Brannigan. Brannigan had come to eight yards out of his goal, and he just needed a touch over his head, and Jimmy Quinn tried to cushion it down. There's certainly no foul.
Yeah, that's when there was all sorts of nonsense there between Quinn and Bergson. Gooding. This is Osborne. Well, they finally kept possession in the most unorthodox way, and then they get the ball through to Jukes. I wonder if they'll push him further forward now.
I think Jukes is really struggling.
It's De Freitas now, he's not struggling. And it was Hopkins who got back. Gooding's lost it here. Coyne takes it up. De Freitas waiting in the middle. Catalinen in there too. Bolton 3, Reading 2. 4 minutes of the second period of extra time have gone by. Stuart Lovell. Lovecheck. Wide for Scott Taylor. I don't think Hopkins will get that one in. He does. Might have gone anywhere. Taylor tries to keep it going. His sheer strength kept that one going. The little chip by him towards Jimmy Quinn, and it still won't go for Quinn.
Reading are really coming forward now. They've got nothing to lose.
They get a corner. Osborne with it. Everybody forward, including Dovchek, including Hopkins. Quinn might well be the target. Williams will also be a target. It's driven there towards Williams and Quinn, but over the head of both of them, goal kick. Problems for Alan Stubbs, but not for long. 10 minutes left. Kick to Bolton.
They've really gone to an orthodox back four now of Reading in this last stage of the game, with Gilks gone into the centre of midfield really. He's a real passenger. He's got this problem. I think it was cramp.
Stubbs with a kick towards De Freitas. McPherson battling with him. De Freitas gets it back to Coyle. Jink can find a little bit of space. Will he jinked? In the end, found nothing except that Reading get it away to Jukes. And now to Osborne. And now here's McAteer. But the whistle has gone for a free kick to Reading.
And it falls now for Thompson. Osborne. Quinn. Check into Jimmy Quinn. Ball falls loose for Thompson. Seven and a half minutes remaining of extra time.
Bolton now keeping the shape at the back. There'll be no crazy forward runs by either of the fullbacks now. It was Green and Phillips who began to get forward, who I thought slightly changed the game in the first half, towards the end of the first half.
Adelainen towards McGinley, just too high. And away comes Dovcek. Cheered on by the Reading fans now. Finding Osborne. Long towards Stuart Lovell. There's a formidable look about that Bolton defence at the moment. They're back in numbers, David.
Yeah, they're back there in the back four all together now. Taylor's gone wideish right.
Offside against Quinn.
Bolton will get it at the back and they'll hit it forward. They've got the pace, you see. They've got the pace of the Freitas to go chasing things. They can hit one or two over the top and turn those hoop shirts. That's what they need to do.
Stubbs with the free kick. Adelainen, whose third goal might well take Bolton into the Premiership. He's lost out in the corner flag battle there, and there's a bit of elbowing going on there. Hopkins involved on Adelainen. Gooding. Osborne. Oh, given away there. Green. McAteer chasing, Lovell getting back with him. Oh, and McAteer with a chance to make it save. Another one, good save to Freitas. And his lot there. The mistake was Lovell's, in fact, on the far side, lost out to McAteer. McAteer played the ball back. So here come Reading again. Osborne well forward. But McGinley can take it up again now for Bolton Wanderers. De Freitas jockeying just to stay on position, stay onside rather. Looks to be holding off Williams. With the whistle gone, way back. Free kick.
I think Reading are the tighter of the two sides, possibly reflected in the fact that they're trailing. They've got very little to give, I feel. It's almost walking pace.
For Freitas. It's a Bolton throw. Inside the last 5 minutes. Adelainen. McGinley. They've kept it in play. And here come Reading again now. Bit of space for them possibly. There's certainly a lot of white shirts are forward now. Can Gilks do something about it? He looks really to be struggling. Osborne. Played for Quinn. Spreading it wide here for Hopkins. But he'll have trouble keeping it in play, but he's battled to get it back again. Now finds Osborne. And straight through to Brannigan.
When you get tired, you lose your accuracy. Osborne, who started so brightly in that first period, they dominated midfield. Taylor, Gooding, Osborne. As the game's gone on, it's got more difficult for them. Bolton have had the legs, they've had the strength, they've had a little bit more power. It's been a real spectacular end to the season.
McAteer to Freitas. McGinley. Still to Freitas. Just almost lazily in there, not a single Bolton player in the Reading penalty area. They're plenty getting back now as Shaka Hislop hits it long towards Jimmy Quinn. Knocks it on, turned away by Scott Green. Banged away that time by Scott Green. Up towards De Freitas again.
Poor old McPherson at the back, he's walking wounded too, and he's going to referee might stop the game and get the train on for him, I don't know. No, he's not.
Padalainen. Jukes, who can hardly move as well. Taylor, who's done plenty of moving all afternoon. Quinn moving out, losing out. Bergson playing it down now for Padalainen. Bolton Wanderers then 2 minutes away from the Premiership as we stand at the moment, having brought about one of the great comebacks of the season. Padalainen. There's the cross. De Freitas. Now it's safe. Bolton go into the Premiership with that second goal by De Freitas, and their fourth of the game. 4-2. They can't be caught now.
Well, if you look at Brannigan
Brannigan at the other end there knows what that means. What an amazing afternoon of football it's turned out to be. 2 down in 12 minutes and really labouring, and they've come back, and with that goal there by Fabian De Freitas, his second of the game, talk about super sub, that has without doubt pushed Bolton Wanderers back into the Premiership.
Right, that's quite incredible. Recent history would suggest that Bolton are better equipped probably to go into the Premiership, but you have to feel sorry a little bit for Reading, who are absolutely exhausted. They've died on their feet in this extra time. They haven't been able to maintain it. They started so promisingly, and it was Brannigan there who was spread-eagled. Must have been kissing the ground, because when he faced that penalty at 2-0, Brian, we always thought that was curtains.
And it would have been too. There was no way back from 3. Thompson. Let me ask you, David, what sort of Premiership side will Bolton be?
Well, I think it's very difficult to tell, because a lot will depend on how loyal the players are, how much they're prepared to continue the challenge as a group.
There's a chance here. It's a goal by Jimmy Quinn. Reading are back in it at 4-3, but we are now adding time at the end of extra time. The 7th goal of the afternoon. What an astonishing afternoon. Now Bolton know they've only got to keep possession now for the last few seconds. It's back to Brannigan. Banged clear by him. Referee looked at the watch. Can they get it forward once again? Jilks, one last big effort. No, the free kick's given Bolton's way. What an amazing afternoon.
7 goals. Well, I think the Ensley people will be very pleased to be associated with the league this season. I think it's been a tremendous finish for them. They deserve it really for supporting these 3 divisions of the Football League, the breeding ground for the Premiership.
Just a few seconds away. Referee's had another look at the watch. That's it. Bolton Wanderers go into the Premiership as a result of an absolute extravaganza of football here this afternoon at Wembley. 2 down in 12 minutes, 4-2 up, then 4-3, and Reading, who for so long on this sunlit afternoon looked as though they were heading for the golden horizons, just abject disappointment at the end of a season
that has been absolutely brilliant for them. Everybody thought the bubble must burst sometime, but it's burst only at Wembley. It's Bolton who go through. Let's have a word with Bruce Rioch.
Bruce, congratulations. What a hard way to get in the Premiership.
Well, we said we needed a goal, didn't we?
Yes, you said you asked them for a goal and you got 4.
Penalty save. I mean, the game's almost dead at 2. Penalty makes it 3. That's a game over, possibly. 2-0 is not the best scorelines all the time. It's a good scoreline here. But we always, again, you get a goal, you got a chance. And they've done fantastic. They've just done
The
brilliant.
emotion and stress for someone in your shoes must be horrendous. But at the end, you've done it and you're in the Premiership. Will you be with Bolton next season? Well done.
Well, that, of course,
Well, we've seen a quite extraordinary playoff final here at Wembley. Bolton 2 down have come back to win 4-3 in the end. 7 goals, Ron. Extraordinary, really, wasn't it?
Incredible. You wonder what would have happened if it had gone on for a few more minutes.
Yeah.
But all credit, they were the stronger side. It's from half-time onwards, whether or not Reading settled for that, or whether they genuinely got tired and they drove the game. But I think just about at the end they were worthy winners.
Bolton Football Club were on the end of the wrong end of a very famous comeback in the 1953 Cup final, weren't they? But it's gone their way today.
Yeah, exactly the same scoreline.
Exactly the same, Ron.
Yeah, but it's gone the other way around, hasn't it? And just, we were saying at half-time when we were looking at Nat, I wonder if his thoughts went back to that game, that Lofthouse.
It's a wonderful time for Bruce Rioch and Bolton. I wonder if we can see Nat Lofthouse here. He's in that box up there. There he is, just look at him. What a wonderful, the old Lion of Vienna.
Yeah, and very much, I tell you, he's one of life's greats. As a bloke, as a player, he's an all-time player. But I mean, you look at him now, he looks exactly the same as when he used to terrorise defenders.
That's the playoff trophy. Alan Stubbs collecting it. And no doubt Bolton really going into the Premiership with Middlesbrough, 2 classy sides.
Yeah, well equipped. I mean, they've been there before. They've both been there before. You know, they know what it's about. They can get support. You know, you wonder what would have happened if Reading could have gone there.
Brannigan, the goalkeeper, Ron, what a crucial penalty save that is in hindsight.
Very much so. I mean, you didn't even at that stage of the game. If that had gone in, all right, they've come back and scored 4. They wouldn't have scored 4.
We must give a word, such really an honourable word to Reading, because they're such a classy side as well.
They played smashing today. They've played smashing every time I've seen them. I've never seen a team on the field after the game be so disappointed. You could sense it. They're out on the feet. They've had a long old season, and to go and to get beat the way they've got beat, it's cruel for them.
Will Bruce Rioch stay at Bolton, Ron? I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, if Gary Newbon can't find out, I don't think anybody can. If I was a betting man, I'd say no.
Well, we can now, I think, go down to Fabian De Freitas, who's with Gary.
De Freitas, congratulations. Super sub. You come on at half-time and scored 2 vital goals.
Well, thank you very much. I did my best, and it happened. It took me a long time to get used to the English game, but now, well, I just play my own game, and it seems that works best.
Actually, you've taken part in one of the great playoffs of all time.
Well, I did my best.
Well done.
Cheers.
Now then, Bolton there just going on a lap of honour. You really feel so much for those Reading boys. I just feel so sympathetic towards them, Ron.
Yeah. What they can say, they can always look back on it and say, at least they took part in one of the great games of this type. I mean, they played their part. First half, they were phenomenal. They gave a great display. I don't think they ran out of steam, actually, in the first half. There is the man. He'll have a good night tonight and thoroughly deserves it.
He is the president of Bolton, and it's really, after all their efforts against the first division, Premiership sides in the Cup as well, you know, they almost deserve it, don't they?
They do, in fact. And I think I'm right in saying that might be the first time Bruce has had a good result at Wembley. He's been very unfortunate as far as Wembley's concerned. We saw it in the Coca-Cola. He got the sack just before they were in the automotive, whatever it was, with Middlesbrough.
Right. Ron, thanks for being with us. Let me just tidy up the last of our season's competitions. It was Southampton, not Wolves, who sold Tim Flowers to Blackburn. The winner, David Williams from Beaconsfield, who wins a VIP trip to one of our Champions League games on ITV next season. As for today, well, these are the 2 goals which completed Bolton's amazing comeback. Miku Patelainen's header made it 3-2 to Bolton. Here it comes. And then the superstar 2-goal hero, Fabian de Freitas, hooking in the one which made it 4-2 before Reading made it finally 4-3. After an absence of 15 years, Bolton are back in the Premiership.